I'd like to call the February 26th board meeting at the Village of Monee. Is Deacon Joe here? Anyone from St. Boniface? If not, we will move on to, if you could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez? Trustee Horn? Trustee Razik?
Present.
Trustee Wilson?
Present.
Trustee Udris?
Present.
Okay, we'll move on to open to the public. Agenda items only. If you have anything you'd wish to speak about, please come forward, give your name and address, and we'd be glad to hear what you have to say. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Denisha, I'm sorry I didn't mention what was on there. I will next time. Okay, we'll move on to the clerk's report. Denisha?
Thank you, Mayor Pop. Really quick, just wanted to reiterate again the early voting hours and the dates. So beginning Monday, March 9th, that's from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday, the same time, that's 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thursday is from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Friday is 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And Saturday, the 14th, is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Also, I know there have been a lot of chatter and a lot of things going on with Dollar General. I did speak with the district manager, and he is doing a lot of adjusting and working with getting the store back together. So he said if you guys can kind of work with them for over the next 2 weeks, or the next few weeks, I should say. I did address the garbage issue, and he stated that he would put out 3 garbage cans to try and get that together, and he will have a new manager there within the next 2 weeks. They are in training. Also, he stated that he will contact me in between to kind of give an update on what's going on, and in a couple of weeks he'll also do, once they're finished with everything, a customer appreciation day and have things for everyone to come out and take a part. He said it will definitely be better than it was the first time it was open. End of report.
Thank you, Denisha. I have to admit that that was a good thing to do, that Dollar General, really, the parking lot, and that looked bad at times. There was no maintenance on it whatsoever. I realize there are problems with help, but that has nothing to do with it. You got to take care of things. Okay, under the mayor's report, I do have one item. Last Thursday, I traveled with DJ Crizel. Let's see, who all was in the car with us? You better tell me, pal. Oh, your assistant, Ed and Jill. And we went to a meeting at the Hyatt Regency, O'Hara. And I have to say, Farnsworth was given a plaque honoring them for the project of the roundabout.
Oh, how cool.
It impressed us. There had to be well over 100 people there. 400, David? Well, I said well over 400. I couldn't believe the amount of people that were there, and we were honored on stage. And I have to tell you, I was the only mayor that walked up to the microphone when we were asked to come up and pose for a picture, and I said, we appreciate the roundabout. The community really loves it. You did a great job.
You did a great job.
So I felt we needed to recognize them that way, too. Okay, with that being said, I'll move on to Administrator's report. David?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Board. I really don't have an agenda items for my report. However, I would like to inform the Board that I have verified our boundaries with the GIS Department of Will County as it pertains to the upcoming census. We're doing our census count via the county, and we needed some boundaries verified and everything, and that has been accomplished. And in addition, I would like to say that the Village of Monee is the recipient of $26,687 in a safety grant that is given out by our Swarm insurance pool. That is the Southwest Agency for Risk Management. Of that $26,687, it was pretty much equally divided between Emergency Management Agency, Department of Public Works, and the Monee Police Department, with a little bit that trickled into the administrative part of it. But we executed that safety grant to the fullest extent possible, and we are certainly appreciative of that. And Mr. Mayor, at that point, it concludes my report.
Thank you very much, David. Sorry. Okay, with that in mind, we'll move on to, what would it be? I lost my agenda up here. It's right in front of me. I don't know what I did with it. Thank you, David. Oh, we're on to trustees' reports. Sorry, folks. I'm looking at a different dated agenda right now. Anyway, officials report, Public Works. Trustee Horn is not here. DJ, you gave us a little printout. Something you want to say about it, or?
That printout with the gala.
Okay, very good. We'll move on to Parks and Recs. Trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would just like to take time out to say thank you to everyone who attended yesterday's meeting, Parks and Recreation Community Meeting, for our plan to move forward for the future of our future development of the Parks and Recreation programs and equipment-wise. A lot of positive feedback, some good input. I'm excited, and the residents of Monee should be excited and are excited also. It was the first of many to come meetings, so stay tuned and post it to the website to find out when the next meeting will be. The Village Before and After School Care Program is staffed and awaiting to be its start date, which should be here shortly within the next 2 weeks. So at Monee Elementary School, the Before and After School Care is ready to go. Please take an opportunity or take some time to look at the website, villageofmonee.org. We're going to be keeping everything transparent and putting a lot of information out there, what's going on and dates and times of when our next meetings are going to be and what's going on in the village. So stay tuned. And a report, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Trustee Wilson. We'll move on to Finance. Trustee Blue.
Thank you, Mayor. Not a huge amount to report this evening. I do want to remind folks of the Finance Committee meeting this coming Monday. It's the first of 4 scheduled meetings to discuss the budget. I know department heads and the administration has been working really hard to prepare for that. So even though it's the Finance Committee, the public are welcome. Everyone is welcome, and I do encourage all of our trustees to attend. They're very faithful in terms of our Finance Committee. So the first one is this coming Monday at 6 p.m. here, and then we've got them scheduled for 3 more Mondays after that. End of report.
Thank you, Janet. We'll move on to Economic Development. Trustee Racick.
No report tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Move on to Building Services. Trustee Udris.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just 2 things. First, Gulf Vista's expansion project, the final phase has begun with utility site work. And also Amazon has begun a project, solar project at their facility that is ongoing at this time, where they're going to be trying to get a little more greener footprint over there, turning some of their power to solar. End of report.
Thank you, Scott. Before we move on to that, I did get a letter from Amazon. They're going to start having tours again. I don't know who all is going to be invited, but when we get the information, it'll be posted. And if you haven't never taken a tour there and you're invited, I encourage you to go. It's amazing. Okay, we'll move on to Public Service, Public Safety. Trustee Gonzalez.
I'll actually do that for her.
Oh, you will. I was
Yeah,
going
I'll
to
take
hit
care of that
Scott
as
with
well.
it, and he's laughing at me.
So, just a reminder to our residents that the Monee PD will be taking your old medications. So if you're looking to get rid of any older expired medications in a responsible manner, just stop by the police department and utilize their secure drop box. Also, we're always open to any procedures that will help keep us on top of the latest trends and to help us utilize the latest technology available to law enforcement. This is why Sergeant Brent Cash recently attended a week-long fellowship at the the State Police Intelligence Center in Springfield. This center is directly linked into the Homeland Security Network and has access to every available law enforcement database in the world. Sergeant Cash was introduced to Chicago area intelligence data, which will allow the Monee PD to better track incidents and trends in the Southland area and to gain access into other agencies' investigations. This will have a direct impact on activity in the Monee area. The fellowship was given Monee PD much greater access to the most up-to-date resources, which in turn gives us more tools to utilize in serving our community. And a report.
Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate a laugh once in a while, all right? It's all right to even laugh at me. Okay, we'll move on to the attorney's report. Larry?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have 4 items for the board's consideration. All this pertains to the new project that was recently completed, which we call Monee Venture 3 LLC. And before I forget, just in case, we do have a representative here from Monee Venture, also known as Northern Builders, Tom Kenrick, in case there's any questions. He came all the way from Rosemont to be here just in case there's any questions. The first item is an ordinance approving the authorization to execute a redevelopment ordinance between the Village of Monee and Monee Venture 3. If the board recalls, we reached an agreement back in June of, I think, 2018. And through the efforts of Northern and our staff, they built the building in a timely fashion. They are now asking us to execute a redevelopment note pursuant to the terms of the redevelopment agreement. It should be noted, there is still some work to be done from the redevelopment agreement, which we think can be accomplished fairly quickly. A temporary occupancy permit has already been issued, but tonight all it is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a redevelopment ordinance between ourselves and Monee Venture 3.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion
I
on
do have a
that?
question. So this is just for the ordinance. We're not paying any money this evening.
Just the ordinance approving,
Okay.
pursuant to the redevelopment agreement, we're obligated to issue a note.
Right.
And all we're doing is saying we're going to issue the note upon certain compliance by Northern. The note will be executed upon us, meaning the village, feeling everything's been done pursuant to the redevelopment agreement, but no money's being transferred yet. But it's pursuant to the redevelopment agreement.
Thank you.
Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Razick?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
1941.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item, in accordance with the ordinance, there is a note that's been distributed to the board. This note is made pursuant to the ordinance that we adopted, I believe, June 13, 2018. It's strictly in compliance with the terms of the redevelopment agreement. The security is the same. The interest rate is the same as we talked about in redevelopment agreement. Prepayment option, the terms are identical to what we agreed upon. Again, this note will be the mayor will have the authority to execute this note upon compliance with the redevelopment agreement. But we are asking for the board to authorize the mayor and the village clerk to execute it upon compliance with the redevelopment agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Second that.
Second. Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Razick?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. I apologize, but I should indicate this note is a non-recourse note, so it's not a GO behind the note. All it is whatever revenues generated from that project is being used to pay Northern. The third item with respect to the same project, there is a consent and acknowledgement submitted by Monee Venture 3. Basically, what this is a document which is standard, indicating that as far as we're concerned, they have complied with the terms of the redevelopment agreement. Again, we will ask the mayor and the clerk to execute the same upon full compliance with the redevelopment agreement. They're probably 95% done, but there are a few minor issues that got to be resolved between ourselves, our staff, and our engineer. But they do have temporary occupancy. They're hoping to close their deal March 6th, so we don't want to hinder that. It doesn't affect us, but we'll take adequate security to make sure the redevelopment agreement has been complied with.
Any discussion on that?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Any discussion, I'm sorry? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the last item is in connection again with this project. It's called a consent agreement with Monee Venture 3. Basically, what this is indicating, we're acknowledging that this note will be transferred to a third party. It's an investment company, which has done quite a bit, where it doesn't affect our responsibility. All it does is affect when we make the payments, they're going to another company versus Northern, and it's done all the time. But once again, we're asking, and we're setting up a what they call a title indemnity with Chicago Title to guarantee that the work will be done by a date certain. We're hopeful for October, depending on the weather. But we're asking the board to approve the consent agreement and any ancillary documents that are necessary to close out the TI setup with Chicago Title. And again, this is once, it's subject to full compliance by Northern with respect to the terms of redevelopment agreement.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
I'll second.
Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
You know, I have to say that it's a lot of money we just approved, and it was very important, and our people should take vacations and have days off. Well, boy, did we cram for you, young fella, okay? And got done. So I appreciate that from our administration and the trustees, understanding what's going on. We always try to keep you in the loop, you know that. So, okay. So we'll move on. Is there any old business? Any new business? Open to the public, non-agenda items. You can't come up, Norb.
It's not about golf
No way.
Norb Snow. You know, when you have four things under the attorney's report, I don't know what it is. Anybody listening in doesn't know what it is. Is there any way, you know, when you have these things, that you tell people what it is? You know, I don't know if it's a CIA thing or what, but, you know, it'd be nice to let us know, you know, what is you're voting on and spending all this money and keeping everybody in the loop. But, you know, that's my comments.
Thank you, Norb.
Thanks, Norb.
Anyone else for open to the public? Yes, sir.
My name is Chris Howell. My wife and I own the Harold's Chicken in town. And we're seeking to apply for the ability to deliver food. And I think the current cost of that is a little high. So I'm proposing to the board to review or to consider my proposal for a reduced amount, seeing that I am in town. We're local. We're serving the local community. Our plan to delivery wouldn't be a food preparation situation. It would be strictly delivery, pre-packed from in the restaurant, mainly for the plants and warehouses, be honest with you. We've noticed that most of the warehouses in town have 30 minutes for lunch. They're not able to get out, get to the facility, pick up the food, and get back. So we're proposing to make snack packs of our best seller, which is a 6-wing and 4-wing, and have it delivered to the warehouses for lunch. So looking to see if you guys would consider reducing that amount for us. Maybe in the area of half off, possibly. Possibly, if that would be fair, seeing I am in town, and even some of my employees are local. I hire within Will County, and actually one of my employees live in Monee. So just wanted to throw that out there as a proposal to consider.
Well, let me say this, we'll throw that to the Finance Committee if that's all right with you, Janet.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I'm sure with that in mind, that she's there for a reason, she's gonna make it more expensive.
Don't believe a word.
No, she,
Don't believe a word. Mr. Howard's chicken, that's all it costs.
You want- David would like to say something, our
Sure.
administrator.
Mr. Mayor and Board, Mr. Howell did contact me, and just to lay a little groundwork here, the timing couldn't have been better. The transient merchant license is $1,000, and it was established, as a transient merchant fee. However, we know that that transient merchant ordinance is under review at this point, so the timing is really good. And some of the benefits are that I believe that the transient merchant fee was set with the mindset that it was strictly for food delivery or food preparation. It really doesn't matter, either one. However, it did not give any consideration to brick and mortar stores that currently exist within the community. And I believe in a roundabout way, that's exactly what Mr. Howell is asking for. They've gone the full gamut and opened up a brick and mortar store, and they would like to add an ancillary type of service to an existing brick and mortar store. So I don't know who is hearing that transient merchant ordinance update, but the timing couldn't have been better for this. So thank you.
I would like to make a comment on that. Me working at Sicilian Joe's, we don't pay $1,000 to deliver food to all these businesses. Why would he have to get a permit for that? Frankie's doesn't. Taco Bell and KFC, they deliver now. Burger King, McDonald's, everybody's delivering. Nobody's paying their $1,000, so why would he have to pay $1,000 to have food delivered?
Well, initially, I believe it was set up as a mass delivery and not individual deliveries. And they are actually selling out of the vehicle itself and not out of
So
the
you're not gonna be taking orders
storefront.
over the phone, having it delivered?
No,
That's gonna be a completely different thing?
we wouldn't be able to handle the community. Literally, it's like pre-packing, maybe well, it depends on the demand, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I get over to Amazon, I could pretty well hand out 50 meals 3 times a day, easy. But I wouldn't be able to handle that volume, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it's more of a, like you said, it's more of a selling out of,
So you're
we're gonna have
talking
a
about doing-
vehicle in a trailer situation,
Yeah.
but we're not preparing it in there. It's
Like
gonna
a
be
road
kept in
coach?
warmers. Yeah, similar to a hot truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar? Yeah.
And the difference is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the order is placed at the vehicle, not in the store. So it's not a single delivery type thing. You're looking at bulk delivery at a location.
To a point,
Yep.
because with the technology that's out there, folks are able to Cash App now, folks are able to Zelle and things like that. So yes and no.
Right.
Yeah. But it won't be called in at the store, correct? It wouldn't be called in at the store
Okay.
and registered that way. It's more of,
They can do it online though,
Yep.
could they?
we're working on that as well. Yeah, we're
Well,
working
well,
on
we
that.
won't be sitting on this, so,
Okay.
okay, just so you know.
I have a question, Mr.
We'll
Howell.
address it.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Yes, with this, if, getting into the delivery aspect of the business, would you increase your employees, or would this something you'd be taking on personally, or?
We probably will increase maybe 1 or 2,
Okay.
because we're gonna still maintain the level of service in the store. But in addition to that, our cooks are gonna be overtime running those fryers
Right.
to prepare those meals, and we're gonna have to pre-pack them, so, yeah, I might have to add to the staff.
Good.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Thank you.
clarifying.
Open to the public's closed.
Yep. End of meeting.
I need to be quiet tonight.
You sound good.
Please go ahead.
Bill Bailey. Last meeting, you guys talked about the DPW and the going out to bid and basically getting professional design services and all that done. I'd just like to remind the board, this village is loaded with very talented contractors. So if there's any way we could use them, and I've talked to a bunch of them myself, they're willing to discount stuff just to keep this project in budget, online, and quality work. So if there's something we can do to put an amendment in or whatever, that the GC gives preferential treatment to local contractors, I think that'd be beneficial to all. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Any other for open to the public? Open to the public, yes. That's exactly what it says. Quit picking at me. Okay, with that in mind, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Yurgis?
Yes.
We are adjourned. DJ, I think it would be appropriate, DJ. DJ, did I give you the plaque? And we can determine what we'd like to do with it, okay? Where it might be put, if we put it somewhere. Thank you very much, DJ. All right.